Hey guys, I'm doing this video by request. I'm going to do the top couple of things that I love about my 2002 Chevy Camaro. Okay guys, obviously the first one is probably pretty obvious. I love the way that the car looks, especially in this red color. The black looks good, they have a nice silver. There's a couple really good looking colors. My particular version is the one with the T-tops, which I'm also a huge fan of, especially on a nice day like today when it's 80 degrees. But like I said, I'm an overall fan of the way the car looks, especially with an aftermarket exhaust. So yeah, that's the first thing. Secondly, one of the best features about this car, hands down, and anybody who has one of these cars will tell you, is the motor in it, which is the LS1 motor. This motor is probably one of the best motors on the market right now. The LS series is one of the most popular sports car motors. You'll see people swapping these into Mustangs, even imports. They make really good numbers, even with just bolt-ons like the air intake that I have here, and then the exhaust. So the motor is definitely a solid feature on this car. For the third thing, the amount of aftermarket parts that's available for the 4th gen Camaro is unbelievable. You have tons of different types of exhaust. For example, I have the SLP Loudmouth 1, which is pretty loud. It's a good solid exhaust. There's a couple different companies right now that are making full cold air intakes or cool air intakes. Like I have the K&N set up. Another really good part is MSD's two-step, which I'm going to do a review on later. That's a good thing to have for these cars. But like I said, there's a ton of different motor components too. With how popular the LS1 is, you have all different types of cams and cam packages, valve train stuff. But overall, there's a ton of stuff that you can do to these cars, and the aftermarket is just huge for these. Like I said earlier, my particular car has the T-tops, which is a really good, nice thing to have on these cars, because you get the top-down kind of aspect of like a convertible, but also you have the brace in the middle, so it's not bad for cornering, makes the car still pretty solid. Hopefully you'd never roll one of these over, but if you did, that's a little bit of extra protection. And then you could just put them right back on, and it's like having a hardtop. And they even sell covers that can go underneath the bottom of them so the sun doesn't come through them, or you could just tint them really dark, which is nice. Another huge factor with these cars is if you're trying to build somewhat of a race car or even a faster street car, these are a really good car to pick up because they're really, really cheap right now. Some people don't like the way they look. I think they're a good looking car. But besides that, these cars have one of the best motors on the market right now, and you can pick them up for under $15,000. And this is a car that's running a solid 0 to 60 time, something that's competitive with a brand new Subaru STI. It's not very far behind one of the new 5.0 Mustangs or even the LS3 Camaros. They're much lighter than a lot of the newer muscle cars, so it's a good thing about these. But like I said, the price on these has come down so much, and they're just a really solid car to build. A lot of people might give me a little bit of crap about this, but one of the things I actually love about the car is the interior. They get a lot of flack for being kind of cheap on the inside, but the bucket seats aren't that bad as far as how they grip you when you're going around turns. Obviously, this isn't really a cornering car or a track car. It's more of a drag car and like a cruiser. But the bucket seats aren't that bad. The steering wheel in my particular model is wrapped in leather. I have the buttons and the Monsoon stereo system. There's a 35th anniversary plaque on the center, which some people say is cheesy, but I really think is cool. It kind of brings the whole outside of the car to the inside of the car. And I have the red shifter to match the paint. But yeah, I think the interior is actually not that bad. There's a little bit of leg room. My back seat is full of stuff right now, but a little bit of leg room in the back if you're not super, super tall. And even the trunk is pretty small if you have the T-tops in there, but there is enough room for like short trips, like say you're going to the beach and stuff. It's not a bad car for that. Like I said, like I was talking about the engine before, the engine is pretty solid in this car, but one of the things that this car doesn't get enough credit for is the transmission. This has the T56 transmission in it, which is a really solid 6-speed. You can see guys making a lot of horsepower with the stock transmission. A lot of people build them and do internals on it, but even bone stock people have made a lot of horsepower with these transmissions, and they're really solid overall. Probably one of the last quick things about the interior is, like I was saying before, the Monsoon stereo system has got to be one of Chevy's best systems that I've ever seen in a stock car. I mean, Chevy's really not known for their electrical. Most of the time, they're actually people talk about how crappy their electrical is, but the stereo system in this car is pretty awesome. I mean, it comes with the model that I have has, I think it's a 6-disc CD changer in the back, but just the speakers in this car are awesome for stock speakers. I mean, it's not a big car, so when you have the top on, this I think there might be 6 speakers in here. It's plenty of noise. Even with the loud exhaust I have on the car, it's plenty of radio noise. So, and like I said, this also comes with the volume and everything to change the channel. So it's definitely a great setup for the stereo system. Okay guys, I just wanted to say thank you for checking out my video. I'm going to be doing a full review on the car at some point. If you guys have any questions on any of the parts I have on my car, I'll definitely answer any questions or comments that you guys have. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a full review on the car at some point with me actually driving it and talking about how it drives and some of the aspects that come with driving the car and what my plans are for the car. So if you, like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll definitely get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks, guys.